And when Adam became uncovered, humanity became uncovered. Then Jesus came into the world and he brought us back covering. Because God was saying, I want you all to be, he created us to be his family. And then his rebellious son, which is Adam, decided he wanted to be uncovered. Everybody is designed to have some covering. It's called a principle of covering. When Jesus came to the earth, it was about the souls of humanity. It wasn't about building a big temple or a big church or a big... And when we get into those areas and we do it, but the people are not considered, then are we doing it unto God? Because we say, well, I want to own all this land. I want to own these facilities and these buildings. But the people are, the strain of trying to get it up and keep it going, where the people can't even enjoy the beauty of what we've built. And we say it's unto the Lord. Now, I want us to understand, it's going to cost to do ministry. It's going to cost to do ministry. Ministry is not free. At the same time, we have to exercise some stewardship and due diligence to ensure while we're doing ministry, we're also helping people reconnect with the Lord. Ministry is about connecting with God. It's not how big a building or how nice a building looks. It's about connecting to God. God, for years, God allowed the priests to worship in a tabernacle, which was a tent setting. And didn't bother God. Because the connection that he made with his people when they were doing what they were supposed to do was a good connection. It didn't bother God that where they worship was considered a tent. Genesis chapter 3, verse 9 says, and the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, where are you? And Adam said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. When Adam said that, he was saying, I am uncovered.
And he did eat. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou wast naked?
And when Adam became uncovered, humanity became uncovered. Then Jesus came into the world and he brought us back covering. Because God was saying, I want you all to be, he created us to be his family. And then his rebellious son, which is Adam, decided he wanted to be uncovered. Everybody is designed to have some covering. It's called a principle of covering. And in Genesis chapter 9, verse 22 and 23 says,
These were the 3 sons of Noah, and from them came the people who were scattered over the earth. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk, and lay uncovered inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness and told his 2 brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backward and covered their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned the other way, so that they would not see their father's nakedness.
At this point in time, he needs covering. He planted a vineyard. This was after the flood. He planted a vineyard. He grew the grapes, and he crushed them and made wine of it. And he drank wine and got drunk and fell asleep. And he was naked. And the one son saw it, and he didn't try to do anything about it. And he went and told his brothers. And they said, let's do this. Let's cover up our father. The principle of covering. I'm going somewhere with this. Luke chapter 15, verse 13. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. Now this refers to what we call the prodigal son.
Need a job.
Yeah.
You're a little out on your luck. Well, I have these 2 pigs here. If you want to feed them, you gotta be. They're really nice pigs, though. You have to take really good care of them. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah.
All right then.
I'm so hungry. I wish we could eat the pig's food. I want to go back to my father. What should I do? I'm going to say to him, I'm going to ask him, can I do 1 year service? I don't deserve to be called one of your sons.
He was under covering, and he left covering. Now, if he would have just left his father's house physically, but took the principles that was put in him by his father with him, then he would have stayed covered even though he left home. But he left home, and it says here, he says he wasted. That's the word, the other word. He wasted his substance with riotous living. So he not only left his father's physical covering, but he left the principles that his father put in. So he left the principles of covering. And he became uncovered. And as a result of becoming uncovered, then all of a sudden, the Bible talks about how he, when he wasted everything, how all his friends left him. And then all of a sudden, he found himself working somebody's pig farm. See, when we become uncovered, the adversary, the next move after that is to go hop in the mud. Go get in the mud with the pigs. So when we become uncovered, uncovering, and I can't emphasize this because too many people walk around there uncovered. And they want God to bless them, but they're not covered. And they don't realize, and whether it's figuratively speaking, literally, or whether it's a metaphor, they don't realize they're playing around in pig slop. Because they're ignoring the principle of covering. They left the covering. Now you can leave physically, but keep the spiritual or the principles of it and still be covered, even though you're not together. Amen. But if you leave the physical part of it, and then you leave the principle part of it, the principles of it, that component, then our next move the adversary has is pig slop. And people's lives are full of pig slop because they are uncovered. And they wonder why this is happening and that's happening. You in the pig slop. That's why it's happening. That's why the life is topsy-turvy. Because they are uncovered.